Okay, guys, if you love UA and consider yourself a UA fanatic, guess what? We have a club for that.
Yes, if you cannot get enough of me and Ash and can't get enough of the stories, you want a more intimate experience with me and Ash, we have a club you can be a part of, and it's called Supercast.
If you join Supercast, not only do you get bonus episodes every single week, but you get discounts on merchandise like the one we just dropped. You get solo episodes, you get AMAs, you also get scary stories every single month.
And literally, it basically costs the same cost as like your morning latte. So sacrifice one latte a month.
We're worth it.
And you get us.
We're worth it.
If you're interested, you can go to today's episode notes, click the link, and get signed up today. Hey, Ash.
What was that?
I was gonna sometimes I'll go I'm gonna say something. And when you're extra hyper and in a funny mood, not you yawning in the first sentence I speak of the episode.
Sorry. So sorry.
I'm bored of you already?
From the top. Well, I'm waiting for you to get there.
Ashley, it's
Zing.
28 seconds.
Zing.
Are we fighting?
Continue.
Should we fight?
I'm so sorry.
My mom loves when we argue, by the way, on the podcast. She's like, why were you guys fighting so much? I was like, Mom,
It's our love language.
it's fun. Anyways, wow, never mind. I mean,
What were you going to say, though?
I was just saying, sometimes when you're extra hyper, I'll go to say something and then you jump in with what you think I'm going to say and you get all playful. So that's what I was setting up for.
Were you trying to see what I was going to say?
But what I've learned from this is 1, you're sassy today. 2, we're not in, you're more mellow, Ash, today.
Yeah. I think I'm just tired.
I feel that, dude. Same.
Yeah.
You look cute, though.
Oh, thank you.
I really like your sweatshirt.
This old thing?
Oh,
I mean, new thing?
so weird. Look I have one on too.
Huh. So nice.
I know
got
you
this
guys
on
are
the Black Friday sale
oh yeah.
that we had.
Hopefully you guys did too. So we announced just a few days ago, just a surprise, that we dropped another merch piece. And this was actually, the design was on a tote we released a while ago.
I mean, a while ago.
A while ago.
Years ago.
I think it was for sure our most popular tote.
Oh,
we've
it
done
was my
a
favorite
few.
tote. I still have mine.
Dude, I use them all the time, and I have a stash that I've saved. And every once in a while, because I lose everything, I'll lose one and I have to go into my stash. It's dwindling and I'm getting so sad.
I mean, I use mine religiously every time I go to the farmer's market
Yep.
Or grocery shopping. I keep them in a very specific place. They're mine.
Yeah.
They're mine. They're no one else's. They're mine. I have 2 and they're mine. And I use them whenever I go grocery shopping. It's so fun.
No, I love it. So it's I get my therapy from a podcast sweatshirt. What we really loved is this is the first time we've ever released a piece that you could choose literally, I think there's 9 colors.
Yeah, so many different colorways.
Yeah, and I got a burgundy. I also got a purple one that I'm obsessed with. So yeah, hopefully you guys got some. What's cool is we release them on Black Friday with a discount, but they're going to live on our merch website.
Yeah,
so
100%. So
go get yours.
You can literally go to our merch website right now. You can pick this sweatshirt and you can pick a color that most resonates with you or fits your personality. Or if you're feeling giving, you can pick a sweatshirt for a friend or someone you know that likes this podcast a lot, and pick a color that you think fits them very well. And it can be a perfect little Christmas gift to give them.
Oh yeah, add it to your wish list.
Tons of options to choose from, and we cannot recommend enough. It's very fun. It's cozy, perfect for the holiday season.
I will say, because me and Ashley are very picky about, I think we both have slight sensory issues.
Yeah.
On top of other issues. We when we've worked with, this is our 3rd merch company.
Yeah, possibly 4th.
Possibly 4th.
We've gone through a few.
And we've before decided like not to work with a company when they sent us sweatshirts and we were like, this is not comfortable. Like, I have to be able to be like just a bra, throw a sweatshirt on, and like no sensory issues.
Yeah.
And I will say these, check that box.
Yeah. And one more thing I'll say is I sized up one. Did you size up one?
Yeah, this is a 2X.
I did a large. I'm a medium.
Yeah.
So
and then
we both recommend that.
Also for the Anonymous, I think I got like a 3X too. And they're great oversized sweatshirts as
Yeah.
well.
So if you're wanting that like oversized feel, def size up. That's the sweet spot, in my opinion. Happy shopping.
Happy shopping. Okay, so like Thanksgiving just passed. And so I decided to have a fun fact about Thanksgiving.
Hit us with the Thanksgiving fun fact.
And the reason I chose this fun fact is because it is going to make a lot of you feel better about all of the food that you just ate.
I mean, I already feel pretty great about all the food that I just ate.
I feel great about my decision, but it said that like when they survey people and they ask them like how many pounds do you think you gain after like really indulging in a Thanksgiving feast / day? How many?
Is that a question?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
I bet not really. Like to actually gain a pound from one meal?
So most of the people they surveyed were afraid that they gained 5 pounds.
That's not possible.
Yeah, but like, mentally you're like, I feel like I gained 5 pounds.
Because you're so full. I bet that's not even possible.
Yeah. But the average person only gains 1 pound.
There it is.
So like.
There it is.
We're all fine.
And most of it's probably from the mashed potatoes and the stuffing.
Because like, what else do you eat? That's mine.
It's the sweets. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, sweets.
Yeah, because the stuffing, mashed potatoes are pretty much like what I look forward to.
I mean, that's the only reason to look forward to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because I'm not a huge turkey. I don't like cranberry. I like green bean casserole and like that kind of stuff.
I recommend something to everyone? If you don't love cranberry sauce, you have to go to Trader Joe's and get their orange cranberry sauce. It's a pre-made one. Taryn, get it. You don't even have to make it. It's pre-made.
Okay.
It comes in a little tub. It's there. My mom got it years ago and we stopped making cranberry sauce and we only buy theirs. It's so good. And I actually like it. Which is crazy because
I always pass by.
Yeah, my aunt always made a homemade one, and I was always like, meh.
You know what my dad and my brothers like where you just literally like pound out the can and then just slice it.
The can's terrible.
And they just put some of those slices on their turkey and like eat it.
The can's terrible. The can's bad. You're gonna love the
Okay.
Traders. They're gonna love the Traders. Bring it, and you'll change everyone's lives.
And I feel like. Even though Thanksgiving has passed.
We're talking past tense.
But I also feel like cranberry stuff is also around for Christmas meals and stuff.
Totally.
So you can sell.
Yeah.
Or like Thanksgiving leftovers if you're still snacking on some of them.
Yeah, if you end up with tons of leftovers and you're out of cranberry sauce, go to Trader Joe's.
You could make
cranberry sauce.
What's the sandwich Monica makes?
The turkey leftovers, the Thanksgiving leftovers.
I forget what he calls it. But where Ross is like, my sandwich.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ash, what's up?
No,
How are
Taryn,
ya?
I wanted to hear how your weekend was.
My weekend was so good. And I'm on a very just like grateful high right now because the Lego group, they reached out and wanted to fly me out to the F1 races this weekend in Vegas. And I was just so like, I literally read the email like a bunch of times. I was like, wait, what? Like, I don't really, because I'm like a smaller creator. Like, I don't get a lot of like experiences like that where it's like, oh, we're going to fly you out or like come to this. It's more just like stuff I've gone to with like you and Alicia or like more local things, you know? So I was so excited. The second I heard, I knew I had to take my dad because like we grew up, our family is like a racing family. And I like grew up going to races. And then also I've gotten my dad really into Lego. So he's, and he specifically loves like the car sets. So yeah, I flew out there and then I found out once I was there. So all of the creators that they had for the weekend were Vegas based creators. And as like the weekend was going, they were like, we need to fly Taryn out. Like, we want Taryn here. Because I have such a good relationship with the people I've worked with.
Yeah.
They're just,
Well, you've been working with them for a while now,
Yeah.
too. So
they're salt of the earth people. Like, I genuinely adore them. And literally the whole time I was there, me and my dad just hung out with them and we're just chatting about life and about, hearing like all the details about the company. And it was just such a fun experience. And getting to watch my dad was like, I literally was just like beaming the whole time because he was just so in his element. And afterwards, they were like, hey, tell us what his like wish list item is. We want to send him stuff. Like, it just was such a cool weekend. And I'm so thankful for that brand for so many things. Like, they just provide so much joy and have gotten me through so much. So like, when I get to do just really cool stuff with people that I'm like so behind what they represent and stuff, it's so much fun. But they totally spoiled us. Like, got us any of the F1 and Lego had like merch that's specific for the weekend. So we went and checked out and they were like, whatever you want, it's on us. Like, just totally spoiled us and just made us both feel so like special. And it was great.
I'm mad at you because I feel like you haven't been posting anything.
Well, so I posted stories and then I have a post queued up. I just haven't pushed
Because I feel like everyone I know that was there has been like.
You didn't watch all my stories?
No, I saw stories.
Oh, okay.
I feel like everyone's posting like dumps and reels already.
Yeah. I have a post going up, but so like 2 days before I left, I got like deathly ill. So I was like, I was fine. Like, I was okay to be around people, but I was also like, just my energy level was like very low.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just now starting to catch up and like post stuff.
Yeah, it was like Saturday and I was watching vlogs already and I was like, where's Terrence?
Also, so it wasn't like a paid deal. It was an invite. So I didn't have like any requirements on like what to
Which
post.
is nice, yeah.
So it was kind of nice because I just got to like not really be on my phone, just like be in the moment with my dad. And then now, like, obviously I'm going to start posting like stuff from being there. But I also didn't realize that this was like as big of a deal as it was.
What do you mean? You said you have always wanted to go.
I mean, I've always wanted to go, like, because I was like, oh, the F1 races. I mean, I didn't realize it was like such a celebrity.
No, every year.
I guess like I just never paid attention to like who went. But when they were like showing, I mean, there was quite a few in the because we were in like the turn 3 area. So there's quite a few people like I walked by and was like, oh my gosh. But then like there was like Cynthia or Eva was there, Beyonce was there, like every single celebrity you could think of.
Girl, Taryn, we all know. We watch it every year.
Whoa. I'm not
That's
really.
why I was stoked for you to go.
I know. I'm not really. I guess like I don't know. Anyways, but it was really, really, really fun. And it was fun seeing everyone's outfit. I had a really cool outfit planned. It was really cool. It was like super high fashion, but I also only packed that. And then they gave us these like really cool jackets that were
sick.
So epic.
Lego jackets?
But yes.
Lego F1 jackets or Lego jackets?
Lego. It was like Brit Crew. Like
cool.
So cool. I'm not joking. Everyone stopped us everywhere we went and we're like, hey, where can we get those? But they literally only made like 20 of them. And it was just for us. So I was like, catch me on eBay. No, I'm just kidding. I'll never sell it. I didn't pack any extra clothes. So all I packed was the outfit I had planned. And it was like this little crop top with this like sweater thing over it. So I had no shirts. And so but I wanted to wear that jacket more than anything. So I ended up having to wear, I don't know if you saw the picture, but I'm in like a giant white t-shirt. That was my dad's like undershirt. So I was dying because my plan was to go and be like all fashion forward, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was like, I don't care. I want to wear this jacket over like
run to somewhere on the strip. And buy something?
I flew in like that morning,
right?
And I had like an hour before we started like going to do stuff.
Okay.
So it was just funny because I was just like,
well, you gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I didn't care. I was so happy. I was like thriving the whole time. So I threw on a red lip.
Well, done. That's all you need.
But yeah, so it was really fun. And I don't know, I was just, I still am just, I can't stop like smiling when I think about it. And my dad still, I dropped Charlie off this morning and he was like, thanks again, Darren. I'm like, Dad, you said thank you
Aw.
so many times.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to
of
stop.
course.
That's
like,
so sweet.
it was just as much like my pleasure to like
Just think
take
back.
you.
Think back to when you first started Legos.
No, I know.
Think back to like when we were living together and you were building sets in your room.
No, I
And
know.
you just
it's
went
so
to
crazy.
F1
No,
with
I
Lego.
know. Don't. We can't talk
And
about it
you
too
have
much 'cause I'll
a
get email.
jacket.
I know.
A Brick Crew jacket. And you got to take
I
your
know.
dad. Like that is the craziest full circle moment. And I feel like we all need to take a moment. Take a moment. That's
I'll
crazy.
cry.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy and proud of you.
I'm so grateful. I really like. I know we always do this. Every time like it's like New Year or there's like random things that come up, we're like, feel a shift coming. Like something good is coming.
Something's happening.
But I really do. I feel like this is like gonna be a really cool chapter of life. And I feel like it's kind of, I felt myself kind of step back and instead of focusing so much on like what I want out of life and things, but just kind of being more present in the moment and like being grateful and just being open to what comes. And it's crazy. Like, I feel like I've just noticed a shift of things almost instead of me chasing, it's like I'm just sitting back and things are coming. And it's been
how it's
really
supposed to be.
Ash, how are you? What's new?
I'm good. I had everyone over to my house for Thanksgiving for the first time, which was so fun because
Stop it.
yes.
Oh my
Which I
gosh. You guys are
loved.
like such a married couple already.
It was so fun. And I had this last minute vision. Well, we always have Thanksgiving at Alicia's house because we usually always end up inviting friends. And that's just kind of like the central place to do it.
Yeah.
And at the last second, I kind of had like this idea and I was like, you know what, let's have everyone over at our place. And the weather looks nice. Like it'd be fun to do it in the backyard.
Yeah.
And like rent a table.
Yeah.
And decorate it really nice. Like
Well,
really
now that
nice.
it's so green and beautiful.
I mean, it's so the rain that we had, it is so lush right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was like, I think I want to decorate it like full out, like some of the like brand dinners that I've been to.
Yeah.
So I started looking at like things that I have, and then I was scrolling through Instagram and I found this Instagram company, or I found this company through Instagram called Tablescape, and they rent out tablescapes.
Yeah.
And I've never used them before. I've heard about them, but I've never used them before. So I found like all the things that I wanted, super affordable, highly recommend, was going to buy everything. And then decided to hit them up instead. And so then they gifted me a bunch of stuff.
So cool.
Again, renting. I sent it all back, but ended up being able to make like a really cool decorative table and have dinner in the backyard, which was really pretty.
Oh my gosh.
That was really fun getting to do that and like break in our house in that way. But then also in the chaos of the like weekend and everything, I cut my finger so bad. Chopping and cutting things. And then thought I was going to have to go to urgent care again, but was able to stop the bleeding myself, which I was like, thank God. It was one of those where like the skin was kind of open and hanging. And I was just like, dear God, this has happened before.
PTSD, yeah.
And Jackson was just like, Ashley, again? And I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so then we were cooking some other things. And then I was using a mandolin to chop onions. And so I had to switch because I started crying from onions. So Jackson takes over and I was like, be careful. These things are death sentences.
That's my thumb.
Literally.
The last time I cut it was from trying to make potato chips.
Yeah.
And
I told him, I was like, go slow.
Oh my God.
Go
I don't even
slow.
want my butt just fell asleep.
Yeah. I was like, listen, this is dangerous. Go slow. And I told him because I was watching how he was doing it and I was like, I don't like that. Like, go slow. Like 2 seconds later, sliced his finger. A good chunk of his skin came off. And I was just like, so then literally this was like before Thanksgiving. We were like prepping stuff. Both of us are sitting on the couch with our like fingers are throbbing.
Like above your heart.
Yeah.
Just like trying to stop the bleeding.
Mine had stopped, but then his was fresh. So he was like holding it. We're both like a mess and it was very pathetic, but we survived and it was great.
Oh my gosh.
And that's my
That's
update.
rough.
But yeah, should we get into it?
I almost was going to rock, paper, scissors because I was in like
Supercast
mode for a sec.
I have an excellent tearing it up today.
Thank you for that song, Ash.
You're welcome. I'm not going to read the title because it gives it away. And we're just going to dive in. Hey, girls. First of all, I love the pod. I've been listening for 6 years.
Are we? Not me thinking we were only 5. 6 years.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Wow.
And I've listened to almost every episode. I skipped the October series, though. Sorry. I'd rather not torture myself.
I feel it. I get it.
We get it. We understand.
I get it.
Also, welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome back.
She's been back for a month.
Oh.
Boy, do I have a tearing it up for you.
I'm ready.
For a little bit of background, I'm a working mom and I have a babysitter watch my 7-month-old in the house while I work. Let's call her Stephanie. We hired her to stay an extra half hour every day after I get home so I can just get my house and stuff in order before she leaves. Stephanie is a sweet young girl and my baby adores her. One day, I came home from work and headed to my kitchen to get dinner started. Stephanie was in the other room playing with my baby. My husband, who was on his way home from work, texted me that he's a minute away. I heard the front door open and my husband heading straight to the kitchen. Being a cute wifey that I am, I decided to greet him with a little treat. As soon as I heard him about to enter the kitchen, I lifted my shirt up to flash him. You know, wide eyes, open mouth, super flirty, that kind of style. However, it was not my husband who came into the kitchen, but it was Stephanie.
Oh.
My sweet, innocent babysitter, just trying to throw some diapers in the trash can. She screams, "Oh my gosh," and runs out of the kitchen while I burst out laughing and crying on the floor. Tears of laughter and embarrassment were literally coming out of my eyes. She was just so sweet about it and said I shouldn't worry, but I am, in fact, still mortified. That is correct. Just so I don't leave you there guessing, yes, I was wearing a bra, thank goodness. And no, it wasn't a sexy one.
Oh.
Not sure if that makes it better or worse. Please keep this embarrassing story anonymous. The end.
I'm dead. Dang, I really wish it wasn't a bra, but then obviously for like, because it's a funnier story, but for
the plot, no bra would have made it 10 times funnier.
But technically, if she's like young, then it's
Thank
like...
God there was a bra though, because that took it from like this is a very uncomfortable situation and you might need to have a like HR talk to we could laugh it off. It's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
we can laugh it off.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I applaud the let's keep it spicy and keep things alive mentality. But it's, if there's a babysitter or anyone in the house whatsoever, that's a big risk.
It is scary if you have someone like coming. Like when I was a nanny, I was in and out of that house like all the time, all hours of the day. So yeah, you'd have to.
You never know what's going on.
Yeah.
Who's in the house? Who's around the corner?
You never know.
You never know.
Now she's going to be scared. Her husband's like, and that was the last time I ever saw her naked. I'm done. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the stories. Okay, mine's a doozy, so prepare. Trying to rebuild after a messy, confusing separation.
Yikes.
Yeah. I'm very mama bear over this one, so I'm sure you're going to get very justice-y.
Woof.
Mm-hmm.
I do tend to get that way.
It's your wing, girl.
That's my...
I always want to say, like, it's your wang. Like, saying wing, but then wang is, like, not appropriate.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, Michaela. Every time I hit the microphone, I'm always like... it's like I think Michaela owns this and I'm disrespecting her property.
Like she's just so upset.
Like, sorry, Michaela. Don't yell at us. Okay. Hi, Ash and Taryn. I hope you're both doing well. My name is... and I'd really appreciate it if you could keep my name anonymous. So if you can believe it, Michaela, that'd be great. Because this is extremely personal and honestly a little scary to share, but I think many people could learn from what happened to me. I'm writing because I feel incredibly lost and honestly a little broken. I've always been independent my whole life, so I never imagined I'd end up in a situation where I became financially dependent on someone, but life just unfolded that way. I married someone I truly believed was my best friend. Things were never perfect, but I thought we were solid. He knew from the beginning that I struggled with depression and had a history of trauma. I trusted him with things I've barely told anyone, including the fact that I experienced sexual abuse as a child. Instead of supporting me, there were moments in the marriage where he would use that against me.
Oh, woof.
Literally, the email could end right there.
Bad enough.
And I already would be like done with this man.
Yeah, cut him off. Yeah.
Just wait. For example,
Mm-mm.
if I didn't want to have sex, he once said something along the lines of, I don't think it's fair that I have to suffer the consequences of what your dad did to you.
Oh my God.
The special
this is about
place in
him.
hell that is reserved for this man. Yeah. That is like the nastiest thing I think I've ever heard.
The way he turned that around and made that about him is insane.
Also, like, as a partner, if I know that my person has been through something traumatic, the way that I'm going to tiptoe and make sure like they feel comfortable in that area as just like a decent human being, like if I had dealt with someone who had sexual trauma, I would make sure above and beyond, I always made sure they felt safe.
Yeah.
That if ever they were like, hey, like, I don't really feel, I'd be like, for sure, like, whatever. Like, not whatever, but like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you need. Like, no worries.
No, just like check yourself. Like this has this has nothing to do with you, and it just goes to show that he's a child because
it's ugly behavior.
an actual man wouldn't take someone saying no to having sex personally.
Yeah.
Because like the reality is that's going to happen a lot. That's marriage.
But
like,
not just personal, and then trying to harm back by bringing up something that no person should ever have to go through.
Not just harm.
Yeah.
That was taking deep rooted personal trauma that she shared with you.
Yep.
And stabbing you with it.
No, ugly.
Out of nowhere.
We also went through a miscarriage, and that alone put me in a very fragile place emotionally. I tried so hard to hold everything together, to be calm, to be quote unquote easy, to keep the peace. I made myself small constantly to avoid conflict. Eventually, the marriage fell apart, and initially it seemed like we were separating amicably. But everything changed almost overnight. He became cold, distant, and then started pushing me to leave the flat we were living in. He said things like, any other guy would have kicked you out sooner, even though I had every right to stay. I was dealing with depression, barely earning enough, and suddenly I was homeless and scrambling to find somewhere to live. On top of that, because I switched from a work visa to a spouse visa when we got married, the divorce puts me in a really vulnerable immigration situation. He knows this. He knows the pressure I'm under, and yet he's rushing the divorce process anyway, constantly messaging me for updates, threatening timelines, and applying pressure when he knows I'm barely holding myself together. This week, I received a letter from his solicitor, which is like lawyer, offering me a settlement of 4,000 euros. What is that in dollars?
Do you want to look up
the?
You said 4,000.
4,000 euros. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mandy. Mandy said like 4,600. I can't even express how insulting that felt. Not because of the amount itself, but because it felt like he was trying to just pay me off, wash his hands clean after everything he's put me through, after the emotional damage, after pushing me out with nothing, after knowing I'm in debt alone and struggling to stay in the country.
But also that number.
All that part? Yeah. It's such a small amount. It doesn't even cover the costs I've already had to carry because of how abruptly he made me leave.
Doesn't even cover my rent.
Girl.
For a month.
No, this is so annoying. Friends around me say I should fight. that it's unfair. I should stand up for myself because he shouldn't get to walk away like this after doing so much harm. But emotionally, I'm exhausted. I also don't have money for a solicitor. I don't have the energy for a long fight. And all I want is peace, real peace, after months of feeling disestablished, scared, and controlled. I'm torn between two voices in my head. The one that says, stand up for yourself, you deserve more than this. And the one that says, just take something, walk away, protect your mental health. I don't know which one is right. I don't know what's truly best for me long term. I feel so vulnerable and unsure of myself lately. I'd love your advice. What would you do if you were in my shoes? How would you decide when to fight and when to let go? How do you find clarity when everything feels like chaos? Thank you so much for taking the time to read this story. Despite everything that has happened, one of the biggest blessings in all of this has been the women around me, my friends, coworkers, and the people who have shown up for me, sometimes out of nowhere, have given me more love and support than I've ever felt in my life. I didn't expect to go through something like this, and I definitely didn't expect to come out of it feeling more held and cared for than I ever have. I've always been independent, so allowing myself to lean on others has been new for me, but it's also been beautiful. I'm endlessly grateful for every single person who has helped me get through each day with kindness, encouragement, and reminds me of my own strength. And if my story helps even one person feel less alone or reassures someone that they're not crazy for feeling confused or scared or stuck, then sharing it will have been worth it. Thank you for reading and for creating a space for women to feel safe and speak up and be heard. With lots of love, Anonymous.
My God, I hate him so much. Oh my
I hate him and I love you.
What a piece of trash.
No,
What an actual piece of garbage.
There are so many aspects to this. And one thing I want to say, and it didn't sound like you said too much of it, but I know like you touched on the whole, like, I've always been independent and I hate that like I've been dependent on someone. And I've had friends who are going through separation divorce process, and there's a lot of that too, like where you leave and you start to like kind of get down on yourself or be like, I feel dumb that I'm not financially stable, or I feel dumb that I don't know what my next chapter is or where to go, or I don't have somewhere to go. And I just want to say, it always blows my mind that people rush to that, because I'm like, God forbid you trust that this person you wanted to spend a life with and start building a life with, like, God forbid you lean on that. Like, that's the purpose and what marriage should be. The fact that you can find this person and you can have the confidence to let guards down, to build a life, to lean on people. More often than not, like you'll have like, the woman decides to like sacrifice working and staying home and like creating like a home or raising kids. And then this will happen. And the man's like, well, sorry, like you should have been and it's like,
but he was the one encouraging her to quit her job and take care of his kids.
For sure. And not saying that's your specific situation, but
no,
I think
I'm just
it
going
touches
off of past experiences.
Yeah, I think it touches on that whole topic of like, you should give everything. You should be able to trust. And when it all like goes awry, I think the last thing you need to do is start getting on yourself for not having like an escape plan already like there for you. I think a lot of people have different opinions now because divorce is so common. Like people are like, don't share bank accounts, like don't have your nest just in case. And I understand when people do prepare like that, but I also think you shouldn't be knocked for going into something with like hope. Your whole heart, like trusting that this is where my life is going to be. This is what I'm investing in.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that really fast because I know you're going to probably go through a lot of emotional up and downs, and that should not be one of them. Like
100%.
We are not being hard on ourselves for like leaning on someone that we thought was going to be there forever.
Yeah. And as far as like this guy,
I told you,
Taryn?
special spot in hell
This
has his name.
Man has messed with you in so many different ways, so intentionally, and has purposefully hurt you, intentionally trying to punish you for not getting what he wants. It's so childish. It's so disrespectful. It's so immature. It's disgusting.
Mhm.
And now that he's trying to punish you again for like the umpteenth time by threatening your immigration status, I'm not here to try to tell you whether you should fight him or not. I feel like that is 100% your decision. But if I were you, I feel like I would. And here's my reasoning why. You said it yourself. It sounds like you have some community and women around you. And I would just start putting it out there that you need help. And I'm saying this because I mentioned earlier, I have seen women go through stuff like this,
Mhm.
and I've seen them up against like the biggest walls that there's no way that they could pass. And all they started doing was asking for help. And I literally get chills thinking about it now. I can't even begin to explain the amount of weird, out of nowhere, happenstance things that just came out of the woodworks
Mhm.
that started coming their way 99% of the time from women who had connects, who knew what they were doing, who happened to know someone who could help out. And they got it. They got the lawyer, they got the paperwork signed, they got the money, whatever it was. And I think all of that comes from this super small thing, and it's simply putting your pride to the side and putting it out there and just asking for help, because you tell a friend, and then they tell their friends, and then they are telling people that they know, and the next thing you know, you're in contact with someone. And I think that's how God works. I think that's how like women work, and I think that's how it's done.
No, I agree. And while let's be real, women can be the worst. Like
Yeah.
can be the worst and tear each other down for sure. There's also like a very, very big group that are the best. And I think women are amazing when it comes to someone like demoralizing or putting down another woman, and you come alongside and you're like, no, babe, we got this. Like,
Yeah.
what do you need? And so, and that being said, too, there are resources out there for exactly the group that you're in, which is, like someone getting out of a terrible marriage that now has like no way to defend themselves and no way to like provide for themselves. So I would also do research, and that can be something you ask friends for too. Like, hey, like, do you know of any, support groups that'll have like resources, maybe like a local church around you that a lot of churches have like a benevolent fund that goes towards helping members in the community that like need help, that can't pay rent, that can't, are struggling with something like this. So it could be something where you just reach out and, like Ash said, like tap into things. And what's so cool about life is we all are either on a need or a
Season.
needing resources and help, or giving resources and help. And this point in your life, you might need to like lean heavily on others. And I'm just manifesting this and speaking this over your life right now. Like, this is the start of your life. Like, this is the muck. But as soon as you get back on your feet and you start building and you start coming into who you are meant to be, because I'm telling you right now, with that turd tied around your neck, like, you're not
Dude.
becoming anything
Not even
near.
a turd. The giant rock that was holding you down, drowning you, that tied
Literally.
around your neck. You're floating up to the surface finally to get a giant breath of air because you finally got cut.
I mean, he's giving narcissist for sure.
Oh, man.
Because I feel like just from what you said, like, it's giving major.
Yikes.
But that is probably why he is acting the way he is, because he knows now he doesn't have control over you. And he knows deep down that his life's not going to get better, but yours could possibly. So he's going to do everything he can to make you still continue to feel small. So reach out to people, if that's, like Ash kind of said, like, if that's the
Your
journey.
decision.
I am a big supporter of doing what is best for you, even if it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
I've had friends that could have literally gotten so much money out of a divorce, but they did the same thing where they were like, you know what? At this point, I don't want my name tied to yours. I don't want to keep having to talk to you or see you in court. Like, I want this marriage to be over, and they take like a small amount and leave. It's hard when you're on the outside of that because you're like, no, literally bleed him dry. He deserves
Yeah.
to be bled dry. But I also feel like
Protect your peace.
protect your peace if that's needed, especially at such a delicate time. But if you just maybe put the feelers out, and maybe you have a friend that's like, hey, I'll help cover this. Maybe you find a nonprofit that's like, hey, girl, we got you. Then maybe go in and get at least enough to like help you get on your feet.
Or bleed them dry.
Or kill him. Or hire a hitman. Or hire us, honestly. I feel like we would be
I'll do
excellent
it.
murderers.
I'll do it.
Ashley.
For free.
Ashley, no one would suspect us.
No, look
and
at me.
the amount of true crime that we digest. Like, try and catch me. And between the two of us,
It's brilliant.
you're my alibi, I'm your alibi. No one would expect us.
All we do is good.
If you need a hitman.
I'm just Ashley. Look good.
Unsolicited advice. Anyways, we're just kidding. If the FBI is listening, we're kidding.
Yeah, we didn't mean it.
All this to say, I think you should at least take a beat and put feelers out. One thing to know about these like bullies that make you feel like there's a time crunch, there isn't.
That.
There isn't.
No. That. Because
Yeah.
I have watched so many men drag it out.
Yeah.
No lawyer, no one can force you to do anything, especially your ex. So
Yeah.
if you need to drag this out, if you're feeling pressured from him, you shouldn't, because you can take as long as you want, actually. It was maddening on my end for my friend that was going through it, but he took his sweet time, and guess what? That's what I learned. You can too. So
Yeah, well, also, like, you just can't feel like bullied.
Yeah.
So I would make sure all your communication with him is like through email. I would reach out to people and like educate yourself. So reach out to whoever like your
Everybody.
immigration person is, be like, hey, like, what is the steps? Like, what do I need to do? Because he's going to continue threatening you. So you need to make sure that you can sort through the noise and be like, okay, like, this isn't valid. But also, like, you can't just threaten people. That legally you can't do either. So save all of the things, because he'll probably say something eventually that you can be like, hey, like, you broke a law right here.
Every
so.
text, every email should all be stored and saved. A lot of this stuff that you'll be asking people, you can find online also.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to like add on to what I said about the women. I stand by what I said. I think asking for help is incredible. I think women are the best when it comes to that kind of thing. I do want to like asterisk that you should be particular in who you ask for help.
Yeah.
Because I think that you shouldn't just invite everyone into what you're going through.
Yeah.
Because I think I think there are people that just don't need to be told everything. And I think they can X, Y, and Z, make things about them, take over, gossip, spread stuff that you don't want spread. So when you're thinking of people, think of someone that you've told something to who actually didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Think of someone who you said you were sick and they dropped soup off. Think of those types of people. That's who you tell.
Yeah.
Everyone else who you think might be a gossip or whatever, you don't need to tell them. You can ask them for like in roundabout ways for advice, or tell them bits and pieces if you need like help and they have, resources, but that doesn't mean they need to know everything. So you can be very nitpicky and you don't need to tell everybody everything. And that's my asterisk.
I think especially like when it's such sensitive topics.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've noticed like if I'm very raw about something, like with my cancer stuff, right? I had a lot of friends that were very offended that I didn't tell them what I was going through. But I knew at that moment I was like a freaking fraction of a centimeter away from like losing control of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that if I told someone and they either were like super dismissive or they started going into like, oh, my aunt died from that, or like, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I know that like I can't take much,
Yeah.
right? So I told like a very small group of people that I trusted with that information and that I also really valued and respected their opinions. And also I knew that they would be like, what do you need from us? Like Ash
Right.
was always like, what do you need? Like, do you want me to ask questions? Do you not? Like that I kind of realized what Ash was saying in that moment of like, okay, I need to be careful how many voices I'm letting in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it sounds like you're in such a fragile place. It sounds like you have a really cool community around you. So obviously lean on them. But I think with certain things, it's okay to only give people like the surface info.
Yeah.
And then as needed, dive into like the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah, even your trusted people, like you don't have to tell them the deepest parts yet. Like you can work up to that. Like you can just tell them on a need to know basis until you feel comfortable to finally let them know everything. What I'm saying is nobody has a right to your entire story,
Mhm.
and if for some reason you feel pressured to by anyone, like that's a big red flag. And it doesn't sound like that's any of your girls, but that's just how I like to think of things when I am looking for help from
Yeah.
someone. And I think that's just a good like little template in life in general
Yeah.
for people.
Also, I don't know because you keep saying solicitor, so I'm not sure exactly where you're from, um, or if like maybe you're from somewhere where it's solicitor, but you're in the U.S. now. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure, but a lot of lawyers like you can get just an initial like conversation with them for like a pretty like small amount
Yeah.
to at least just get legal advice.
Yeah.
Like just kind of like quick, like, okay, well, what do you feel like is my next step? And then there's also a lot of lawyers that do pro bono work too.
Mhm.
So I feel like just put those feelers out. And then maybe like if you put feelers out and you're like, this is way too much, I'm stressed just thinking about it, then there's your answer. Like
Yeah.
take what he can give you or at least counter, girl. At least counter.
At least counter. And I'm gonna push what Taryn said. Go to the church.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like lawyers go to churches and they'll
Mm-hmm.
talk to you for I'm not saying trying to get free stuff from everybody, but like
But okay.
I would that's where I would try because like
Mm-hmm.
I would go to a church, I would talk to a woman at the church, be like, this is the situation I'm going through. That woman that works at that church has friends she can talk to and we'll get you help somehow. And that's where I would go
Mm-hmm.
if I was in your shoes. And I stand by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would ask for help. It'll come.
Oof. But yeah, I would definitely like cut him from like being able to
Everything.
just contact you.
He has no right to be speaking to you directly. He should be speaking to you through email or through a lawyer, period, into
Mhm.
discussion. And I hope you hear that, actually.
And I literally would send him an email and say, from this point forward, all our communication needs to be through here
That.
so that it protects both of us.
What she said.
And we have it on record. And then he's gonna be like, oh, is she like talking to someone? Like, oh shoot. And then he's gonna start taking you more serious. So
I would also run everything you say through ChatGPT just to scare him.
yeah.
Just for
Make
fun.
me sound like I have a lawyer.
Sprinkle a little salt on there. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Baby girl, I'm so sorry.
I
He sounds like the actual spawn of Satan. And I'm so sorry that you are having to deal with him. But I am so grateful you got some good, solid women around you. And I think you're going to be getting through this just fine. Him,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I'm a little concerned about.
There are so many good like divorce Instagram accounts too.
Oh, man.
Like
Oh
my
man.
gosh, one of my friends like who's went through stuff like this, the stuff she'll send me that like she follows accounts and it's just so inspiring. Like you're not alone. I know this feels so probably like isolating and lonely, but you're not alone.
No, the way Taryn and I are just talking about all of our
No, literally
so many people that we know that have gone through it.
It's so sad, and it's just so sad because I just can't imagine, like, if I was married and it ended, I feel like I
yeah.
would just be so heartbroken and I would I would just I would hope that at the end of that, we could acknowledge that we loved each other and we leave respectfully. You know what I mean? And to see people turn so terrible against a person that you literally said you would commit to for your life.
Yeah.
It's just so sad.
No,
so
it's actually devastating.
But yes, we love you so much. You're not alone. We hope you find exactly what's meant for you in this journey. And I'm honestly so excited, once you get through this part, to see what comes, because your life is about to begin.
It really is. And I'm so excited for it.
I know.
And I can't wait for him to burn it out.
But also, seriously, if you want us to take care of him,
kidding.
let us know. Email us at adviceunsolicitedpod. Put a little knife emoji in there. I'm just kidding. We have a code word.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hit it. Wow. From the top. Let's go ahead and get into my story. This one is titled People Pleasing During the Holidays.
Ruh-roh.
Hi, Ashley and Taryn. My name is and I would like to stay anonymous, please. Bleep it, Michaela. I have been listening to the pod for about a year now, and I love it so much. Okay, so my fiance and I are 25, and we've been together since we were 19. We've been engaged for a little over a year now and have been spending the holidays together, alternating when we go to each other's families. So if we go to my family for Thanksgiving, we'll go to his for Christmas, and then the next year, flip it. Well, his family lives on the other side of the country, so it's hard to see them for the holidays because they don't always fly out. So we usually end up going to my family sometimes for both holidays. For context, we live about 3 hours from my family. For the past couple of years, since we have been living together, my mom and stepdad like to try to make last-minute plans to come visit us for the day. They ask the day of. Sometimes we're busy, other times not. But it's gotten to a point where they try to make last-minute plans, and then when I say we can't or we're busy, my parents tend to try to guilt me into letting them come anyways. My fiance has expressed that this bothers him, and he doesn't like how they feel like they can talk me into anything, which I completely understand. I had a talk with my mom about it, explaining that it's not cool of them, and she said she understood. This conversation happened around early September. Fast forward 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. When Thanksgiving is with my family, we go to my grandma's sister's house, who I only see once, maybe twice a year. We don't feel super welcome in that house because the family is a little moody, if you will. My fiance and I decided not to go there for Thanksgiving, but to have a friend of ours come over to our house instead, since her family is states away and she lives in our city. I told my mom this, and she kept saying she was going to, quote, twist my arm into getting us to go for Thanksgiving. My mom's birthday is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so I had already planned on going up to my grandma's with my mom there to celebrate her birthday, and she said she understood. And no, we don't sleep at my grandma's because it's not a place we feel the most comfortable sleeping at. Anyways, we usually do Christmas at my grandma's house when it's my turn, but this year my grandma's sister wanted to have it at her house since my grandma is in her late 80s and can't cook much. My grandma's sister said she'd only have finger foods at her Christmas dinner, which led my fiance and I to not want to go. Not mainly because of the finger foods, but because they've never been super welcoming to my fiance and they barely really talk to me. Also, they've made racial comments around my fiance and he's just uncomfortable with them. To us, we want to spend Christmas with people we actually enjoy being around. My mom said the same thing and decided her and my stepdad would actually come to my house instead. My grandma had originally wanted us to have an early Christmas dinner at her house days before the actual Christmas day, which also influenced our decision to want Christmas at our house since we'd be traveling so much. When my mom told my grandma about us not coming for actual Christmas Day, my grandma got really sad and said she wants to have Christmas at her house instead now, and now all the plans have changed. I told my fiance, and he got annoyed that they changed plans again, and the plans we had for our Christmas at home are now out the window. He did apologize because he was taking his frustrations out on me, but he's still super annoyed about all of the changes. I'm a huge people pleaser and want to make everybody happy. I want to see my grandma for Christmas, but I also loved the idea of Christmas at home. And to answer this question, my grandma doesn't travel much because of her health, so she wouldn't try to come to our house for Christmas at all. I guess my question is, what should I do? Because I want everyone to be happy, but it just feels like no matter what decision I make, someone won't be. Sorry this was long, but thanks for reading. Love y'all. I loved this because talk about relatable.
Yeah, I feel like every person
Literally
goes through
everyone.
this. Yeah.
Everyone in this moment right now is dealing with this in some sort of way.
To me, this one's like kind of easy to answer
I kind of think so too.
because I don't know, like I'm a little like I think it sounds like you have talked with your family, you've laid some boundaries, you already were like, hey, we're not coming for Thanksgiving. So I feel like part of me is like, if I were you, I would kind of like sit my fiance down and be like, hey, I heard you. I agree. I am definitely putting boundaries. I already am taking like steps to do that. However, there are going to be, like, it's family. There are going to be times that still plans will change, or sometimes we have to sacrifice what we want to go. Like, everybody does that with family. Like, everybody has things that are, like, I'd rather us do that. But, like, my mom really wants to hear this. Like, so for her, I'm deciding, like, whatever. Like, everybody has that. I don't think it's very fair for him to like be getting as upset as he is for this one, because it's like, I think it's hard when people are like, hey, I want this to change. And then they just expect like every single time to like now go the way that they want it.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand his frustrations, but I would also be like, okay, we talked about this. I already laid boundaries and talked to my parents. We already canceled like a holiday with them. It's kind of sucks because Thanksgiving and Christmas are so close together.
Right.
But I would be like, you can't just expect now ever. Like, there are going to be times we're going to go because it's family.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to express frustrations, but just like you're getting mad at me for folding to them, now I'm also feeling that pressure from you. Like, so let's discuss it, but there are going to be times also that it changes. That being said, though, I don't think you need to necessarily change your plans. I think it should be up to you if that's what you want to do. It sounded like the main reason you didn't want to go is because it was at your grandma's sister's house. So now that your grandma's having it at her house, I see being like, okay, well, that changes things for me. Like, I want to go to my grandma's house for Christmas. That's what we like have always done. But I feel like right now you're getting pulled a lot of different ways. And so it's probably hard for you to even know exactly like what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like you need to keep down the path of having boundaries with your family. If you guys want to do your own Christmas, just because they change plans last minute doesn't mean you have to do it. I think you guys can sit and decide that. But in sitting and deciding that, I would also talk to your fiance and be like, hey, I fully agree and I hear you, and I'm taking the steps to set boundaries. But also there are going to be times that like I am going to be flexible and fold because it's my family and that's just how they work. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I know it's kind of like twofold, but I hope that made sense.
Yeah. I think when it comes to stuff like this, personally, my personal rule when it comes to like if I am setting boundaries and then giving in to them, I like to think of like a 1-for-1. So like, oh, if I don't want to do something and I'm doing this for me, then this is for me. Thanksgiving's for me. I'm not going. And then Christmas is for you. I'm going to make myself go because I love my grandma and I want to make sure I see her. Obviously, I want to like, it's difficult with elders to like, you never know how long you're going to have them.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So I think prioritizing them is important. When it comes to the racial things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think you can. This is difficult. And I think I'm not going to try to tell you how you should handle this, or I think that's something you and your fiance need to talk about. I think you can love your grandma, or I'm sorry, I can't remember which family member was saying that.
I don't know if she said
I want
it
to say it was grandma's
specifically.
sister, possibly. I'm going to say family member for the sake of who we're talking about. I think you can love your family member from afar. I don't think your fiance should have to be around this person. So if you feel like you have to be at a family event with this family member, I think your fiance has an automatic out, and you can come up with some kind of like excuse or whatever you want to say on his behalf, or you can just outright be like, he feels uncomfortable around you. Like you can come up with whatever you guys feel comfortable saying, but I think he gets an automatic out for that. And then as far as the two of you for Christmas, I think you need to sit down and decide why you wanted to have Christmas at home in the first place, because it sounds like it's kind of all over the place. If it was because of the family member, that's one thing. If it was because you simply wanted to have a Christmas at home, that's another thing. If it was because of whatever reason, that's fine. I would hone in on what it is. And if that is, once you figure out what that is that more important than seeing your elderly family members?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to word it like that, but like it is kind of what it is. I remember going to older family members that I didn't necessarily like feel really connected to, but I'm glad I went looking back, because
Absolutely.
was I close with them? No, but like I'm glad I went.
It's that's what I'm saying. I feel like the timing of this is kind of weird, because I think the reason your fiance is putting his foot down is because it happens often where they're like, well, we want to come out. And
like he's more frustrated with the parents.
He's more frustrated, I think, with how it keeps happening.
Yeah.
So, but right now you're choosing to address it in a holiday season.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to remember too. Thanksgiving and Christmas are 2 days out of 365.
Yeah, it's back to
Those
back.
are the days all of us are sacrificing what we actually want with like what the family is doing.
Everyone's
right?
struggling with family time right now.
For sure. So I think that's important to remind him too. Like I hear your frustration. I am laying boundaries. However, it is a holiday. And for me, I'm okay with sacrificing what I want to do with what our family is. Now, the rest of the days and this whole pattern, we're breaking it with my parents for sure. And we can have like a beautiful day after Christmas day in tradition if we want to. But I think it's just the timing of all this that's hard. And that's why I'm thinking like he is expecting a lot of you in like a short amount of time and for very big, quote unquote, typical like family days.
Yeah.
So give yourself some grace. And I would kind of like bring him down a little too, of being like, I hear you, but like also, you know, and if the reason he's getting so upset is because of him feeling uncomfortable because of like racial comments or the way they've treated him, I would absolutely say that too. Like, is this more? Is it not just because we had plans and you're pissed? Like, is it you feel uncomfortable? And then that's where you guys decide as partners, like where you stand. But
let's pinpoint what it is first and then address it. Because right now it's like there's so many different possibilities of why this is becoming so overwhelming. So
For sure.
have the chat with him, figure out exactly what it is. Then once that's figured out, make a plan and then move forward from there. And then moving on, I love the one for me, one for them situation. Like you can whatever, one for me, one for them. And then I would just get firmer with the parents. It sounds like it's already kind of starting, but practice makes perfect. So
absolutely.
But love this reminder. This is good for all of us, especially going into the holiday season. Protect your peace, stand up for yourselves. Don't let people be racist to your family members, and good luck. Good luck out there.
Good luck out there to us all.
Me just in the corner eating the chocolate and sipping my wine,
keeping my mouth shut,
keeping my peace,
my thoughts to myself. No, it's so hard because I'm so thankful that like with my family, like it's always just flowed really nice, and like our family dynamic, like I'm so incredibly like blessed with and thankful for. And it's so heartbreaking to me to hear all of the things that like certain ones of my friends have to deal with, and just how toxic family dynamics can be. So I think this is going to resonate with a lot of people because I think a lot of people like struggle in this area.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to our beautiful listeners who wrote in. If you guys, I almost stole your, I won't say your stuff. I'm going to tell a dad joke and then I'm going to let you say your spiel. Because what I've learned is even if I say part of the spiel, she will say it again. Because she can't.
I thought you were going to read a dad joke.
I am, but then I was leading into it, but then I was like, I can't step on your.
You can.
No.
You can, and we can see if I can.
No, because every time I push you in areas, you get mad at me.
Well, maybe we give it a shot and see how I roll with it.
It's fine. All right, are you ready? You don't have to guess in this one. It's more like statement one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, Ash, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Guys. If you made it to the dad joke, you know the drill. We love you the mostest. If you have a story that you want to write in that you would like advice on, now's the time. Send it to our email. What's our email, Taryn?
Advice, unsolicitedpod@gmail.com.
We love you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you, bye.
Bye.